Welcome to the workers' compensation portion of TUSD Onboarding. In this training, we will discuss important things you need to do as an employee who has been injured on the job. As we begin, always keep in mind the insurance carrier for TUSD's worker compensation policy and the policy number listed on the screen here. You will need this information in the event of an injury on the job. Cards with this information can also be obtained through the Workers' Compensation Office in Risk Management or at your specific site. Remember, all on-the-job injuries must be reported to the supervisor. Delays in reporting a claim can result in delays in a claim getting accepted and processed. If you fail to report your injury entirely, you will not be covered by workers' compensation benefits, and you will also not have the protections guaranteed to you by the Industrial Commission of Arizona for treatment of an industrial injury. If you simply go to a doctor without reporting your claim, you could be liable for all costs associated with treating the injury. However, you are able to report your claim after you go to the doctor, if need be. If the employee is stable, the employee and his or her supervisor together should reach out to the Alliance by calling 888-CLAIM-89 or 888-252-4689. The call will take about 10 to 20 minutes and will require the following information for the triage nurse. Information about the injury, such as the date it occurred, how it happened, and symptoms, hire date of the affected employee, job title of the infected employee, and supervisor name and role of the infected employee. At the end of the conversation, the nurse will give medical care advice depending on the severity of the injury. If the nurse directs for further treatment at a clinic, the following clinics are contracted with TUSD for workers' compensation care. As an employee in the state of Arizona, you may visit any clinic of your choosing. However, these clinics are specifically equipped to handle workers' compensation claims for your convenience. This clinic information is posted at your specific site as well for your convenience. It should be noted that leave time is required for doctor's visits. If an employee is out of sick, personal, or vacation time and cannot schedule a visit before or after work hours, their pay will be docked, even for a workers' compensation claim. Once a claim is reported, paperwork will be sent to the employee that should be read, filled out, signed, and returned if signatures are required. Upon returning to work, the employee will be given a return to work status form by the clinic which outlines which limitations the employee has at work and for how long. That form and any future forms following return trips to the doctor need to be given to the supervisor directly. The supervisor should be aware of any work restrictions of the returning employee. If the employee has returned to work but is unable to perform the essential functions of their job, the supervisor needs to determine whether the employee can be accommodated at the site with light-duty tasks, such as working in the office answering phones. If accommodations can't be made, the supervisor should immediately call the TUSD Workers' Compensation Office at 520-225-6646. If the supervisor is requiring the employee to work beyond the restrictions of the doctor's note, the employee should call the Workers' Compensation Office right away. If the employee is not clear to return to work by the physician, the employee should notify their supervisor as soon as possible, since Family Medical Leave of Absence or FMLA paperwork might need to be submitted. FMLA paperwork also needs to be submitted in the event surgery is required. Any medical bills received by the employee should be sent to the Alliance or the TUSD Workers' Compensation Office. Any further questions can again be directed to the TUSD Workers' Compensation Office by calling 520-225-6646 or emailing workerscomp@tusd1.org. Congratulations! You are now finished with the TUSD Workers' Compensation Onboarding Training. Head to topic number 2 to take the quiz and finish the course. Welcome to TUSD.